All right, hello everybody. This is Pyro Bear again. So we're jumping back into our series 2 of Project Ozone 3. So this is a late stream. So starting right about 10 p.m. or so. And that's totally fine. So today we're going to continue working on our base. We haven't really gotten to the quests and stuff yet, but we will. Couple changes that I made. Hopefully they are being implemented right now. So I lowered the background music a little bit more because I rewatched my other video and the music was pretty on par with my voice, so I kind of lowered that music. So I might have to do it again, but we shall see. Not to be safe, let me do it again. Shouldn't be that loud. There we go. And then the other thing that I did, I actually went into the sound files for the quest music. So like whenever you complete a quest, so we can open up quests, there's supposed to be like this really cool fanfare that plays whenever you complete a quest. I tested it out yesterday and it did sound right. But we can try it again right now just to make sure, so we can make like well, the thing I'm going to have to make, I need to make a sieve and mesh, right? I have to make a lot of these. Okay. Let's see, what do I need? This. It's one of those. Mesh is pretty simple. Mesh. Do it. Hopefully you all heard the music. Alright. Yeah, but this is like basically how you would start getting resources coming up here. X nihilo thing. So what I want to do right now is finish making this border. Last night this is what I did to test out the quest music. I made like a wooden barrel and a wooden crucible, and this is like what you would use to make like clay, things like that, because in the wooden barrel, oh man, I have not changed this mouse out yet, but I might have to. We can get like leaves or things like that. This is how you would get water. Hello, hello. But I already made a bucket, so I don't really need to get water that way. All right, you have a question. I have not seen the Minecraft movie. I don't know if I will, really, to be honest. I'm not a huge movie person. I think my nephew wanted to go see it, so I think he went and saw it. Interesting. Okay. Oh, shoot. Simple crystals. Yeah, we will need a lot of those coming up. Yeah, so I apologize for starting the stream really late tonight, but yeah, having to deal with finals and stuff this week. A little stressing me out. We have our lab finals this week, and then next week I have my lecture finals, so. Okay, yes. Oh no! I ran out of space. Okay. So in terms of the lab final, so what course are you in? Are you in the Gen Chem 1 or 2 course? Okay, right. So Gen Chem 2. So Gen Chem 2 is the harder final, because Gen Chem 2 in general is harder. But have you looked back at like the announcement that I made to all students in all lab sections? That should help you in terms of how to prepare for it. And make sure that you take the practice final exam, which is in the additional handout section of Blackboard. It gives you like an idea of like what the final could look like. It's not going to be copy and paste, and some topics we don't cover on the lab final because I made it like a while ago. Actually, I need to make this paper. Actually, I do need to make some more barrels though. Barrels. Iron going. I do have some iron. Ooh, just one nether star, right? Or 4 emeralds. I'm gonna wait. Gotcha. Yep. So with Gen Chem 1, right, it is very similar. Gen Chem 2, a lot of people complain and saying like it's too hard. And I mean, I can go into the meta in terms of how I make the finals if you want to know. I'm very open with that. I'm not going to tell you exactly what questions are on the final, but give you an idea. Yeah, so basically it's like I go through every experiment that you've done, right? And I look at all of the like background information, the techniques done and for each experiment, any math that you have to do, or like for example, like how would you calculate the new freezing point, you know, of certain solutions, you know, if you added salt, you know, in a certain to like a solvent or something like that. So that was like lab 2, right? The colligative properties lab. So know how to like find the new freezing point, for example. And then one of the labs I don't put content on because it's something that is not really taught in lecture a lot. Yeah, exactly. Oh, cool. Nice. Yes, help this current student. If you like to do so. Yeah, that's what the student Discord is useful for. So like former students can help current students if you like to do that, if you want to do that. Useful. And so basically, yeah, when I make the actual final, I'm looking through all of those experiments. The coordination compounds lab, that content is really not on the final. I will let you know that because it's not a topic that is heavily covered in the classroom because we always run out of time teaching it because it's just too much content. So that one you don't have to really worry about too much. But the thing is that I don't ever ask you about your data in particular. You just need to know the default way of how to interpret the data. Like how would you read a titration curve and then titration curve and like what information you get from it. You know, so like where's the equivalence point? What does the equivalence point mean? Where's the buffering region? What does that mean? How would you find the, you know, pH of, you know, just from reading the graph, for example, things like that. If I gave you a burette, you know, like how would you read that? What does it tell you? Things like that. But remember, with a general chemistry 2 flavor to it now. I hope that helps. So yeah, so with kinetics, kinetics is always a tricky one in terms of what types of questions I can ask you. So think about like, so how did you determine the rate law in that experiment, right? What technique did you use? Because it's technically the only technique we teach in class. There are others, but I can't tell you exactly what that is because that kind of give way too much info. But things like that. So go back into that lab, see what you did, you know, things like that. That's a classic question that people struggle with, I would say. And this one. So in terms of this stream, does it catch everybody up? So I'm replaying Project Ozone 3 if you missed it last time. And the biggest thing that I'm doing with this series, second series, is that I'm trying to go through all the quests. Never did that before, so I want to go through the whole thing. Even the magic stuff, the stuff that I don't really enjoy doing, I hate to say. I'm not really super keen on them. So that means this is going to be a pretty long series. So I'm going to go through all of the, like, for example, let's lock these. The hard stuff. So getting down to like psi, we're going to make all these singularities, things like that. Stuff that I've never done before. So like I've never done this stuff before. You know, like turret stuff. So we're going to look into that. I did rockets before. I did a little bit of like the metallurgic infuser type stuff. A little bit. So we're going to work on that. No, my brother's played a lot of the Red Dead games. He likes those type of games. I kind of like those type of games. But yeah. Yep, we're gonna get into all this type of stuff. So, yep, that's that. What else was I gonna do? I will be integrating other games in this gameplay too. Not gameplay. Over the couple of months here. So currently I'm playing through the Wind Waker, so I'm almost done with that. In the summer, I have more time to play through other games, so I might look into something newer to play, since I have more time to actually play through those. I will not be getting a Switch 2 whenever that comes out. It's just not worth it yet. I don't really play my Switch a whole lot anyway, so that's why I'm not really, jumping up trying to grab one right now. I did hear about that new Oblivion, right? Remaster. Wasn't that today Bethesda talked about it? I played, a crap ton of Skyrim. I have actually never played Oblivion before. That might be interesting to look into. But yeah, so it's a big thing with the Switch 2. So the problem is, and I don't really like talking politics on my channel ever, but the Switch 2, people were like raving about it because it was going to have like a pre-order type of thing that people can get, and then they kind of rescinded it a bit because of the current economic crap that's going on, around the world. And then they also kind of were playing around with the accessories for it and upcharging and all that type of stuff. So the big problem was, was the initial price tag, because it was going to be like over $500, and then the thing is like, it wasn't to me, it's not a whole lot of improvements with it. Is bigger, let's just say that the Switch, the console in general, the way that the Joy-Cons attach are different and better. They don't slide. I think they just plug in on the sides. So it's like, it's bigger than like a Switch OLED, things like that. But they keep showcasing, and I hope I'm not gonna get a whole lot of hate from this, but like, because I am a Nintendo kid, but I was just not impressed with it. But they keep showcasing how like, oh, these games are going to be better on the Switch, but Switch 2. But the thing is, like, the battery life is terrible compared to the first one. So that's not a good selling point. And then they are showcasing all these new releases for games. Like, I am super excited for the new Metroid Prime game that's coming out on it. That looks fun. But I'm not in a rush to get it yet. Because the other thing what they're trying to do with their games, is they're trying to make their games like $80 or $90 as well. And that right there, I'm sitting here like, okay, that don't make any sense. They were pushing it with Tears of the Kingdom, making it like $70, right? I jumped on that because I love Zelda stuff. Right, exactly. But they're making, like, for example, the new Mario Kart trying to be like $80 or something like that. I was like, no, that's not ideal. I don't play a whole lot of Mario Kart anyway, but for people that do play it, I don't think that's right. Content wise, that's not a game that should be $80. I was content with Zelda being like $70 because I put my rule is like about $1 an hour in terms of gameplay, right? I put like 80-90 hours into Tears of the Kingdom just getting through it, so I was like, yeah, that's reasonable. But Mario Kart, that's like, I hate to say it, Tekken being like $80, a fighting game, right? It's like, there's no story with that. It's a lot of replayability in terms of online stuff, but Tekken is like no fighting game should be over, like, in my opinion, like $60. I don't care what it is. But anyway, those were some of the negative things about it. And I kind of say, like, it is our current country leaders' fault for this, and I would say Nintendo, because Nintendo seemed to be like not one to ever listen to their fan base for stuff. They're notorious for it. They just be like, we're gonna do whatever we want because people will dish out the money. And I hate to say it, it's true. If people would just not buy their stuff, maybe they'll listen more. That's my opinion. But yeah, that's the whole thing with the Switch too. Until they become more reasonable, I don't think I'll be getting one. Like my Switch in general, I didn't get it until like a couple years after it came out because it also were not reasonable with it. So that's just Nintendo in general. Have food? Yeah, have food. Yeah, it is insane. I don't know what they're doing. And then the other thing which the other thing which I was excited about though was that with the Switch 2 they were releasing the Nintendo GameCube emulator now on it, which I was like, yes, GameCube stuff. However, I was immediately disappointed because of Nintendo's track record with those games. So like if you have a current Switch, yeah, right, if you have a current Switch and you play, like, I don't know, the N64 emulator, for example, right? My brothers and I got super excited because they released GoldenEye 007 on there. That was like our jam growing up, right? But we tried to play it and we immediately noticed that you can't alter any of the controls. The controls are really weird, and that just entirely ruined our gameplay and our nostalgia. Fortunately, I still have a 64, so we just went back to the OG system and played. But that was a classic thing too. They also released, like, for example, Ocarina of Time, right, on the emulator, which I love that game to death. But the controls suck and you can't change them. So I'm like, why do this in the modern age of gaming? So I'm not super thrilled to see the GameCube emulator being released because they're probably gonna do the same thing, unless they prove me wrong. But I'm not, jumping up and just immediately getting it because of that reason. They kind of tarnished it a bit. But yep. So that's my voice on this new Switch thing. and a lot of gamers were mad because I hope other like game companies don't follow suit, because that's what they're concerned about. Like, because Switch did this, now every like Sony, Xbox, stuff like that, they're gonna think like, oh yeah, people are willing to pay $90 for a game, we're gonna start making our games $90 too. And I'm like, no, that's not a thing. Hopefully people have some sense to just not condone to that stuff. To be honest, I don't even remember the last time I bought a console game off the top of my head. I think it was, what was it? Was it Jamboree, the Mario Party game? The only reason I bought it is because of my nephew, because he wanted to play Mario Party. And then we didn't even play the Mario Party like the board game. We just played the mini games on there, which I do like that you can just play the mini games. Exactly, right. I would wait 3 years before, you know, wait for it to go on like eBay or something like that. Get a used copy. And they did something weird with how the physical copy of the games work. Like, they're trying to make everything digital download or something like that. It's really stupid. Not a fan of that. I like a physical copy of the games. I might be old school, but I like physical stuff, not digital. So a lot of like, you know, type of moments with it, I'd say. Not super impressed. And oh my gosh, the other thing that I was just like really not impressed with was they keep showcasing what games look like side by side if they, you know, are re-released on the Switch 2. And they keep showing the games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, that's not cool. And then I looked at them side by side, and it's hard to tell, right, if like what console the games are actually being played on. Unfortunately, only difference is that they look a little brighter on the Switch 2, and I'm not paying $90 for something that looks a little brighter. Especially like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are fine. I don't know what else you want with it. I mean, it literally looks like, yeah, like somebody just went in and increased the contrast or the gamma a little bit, and that's it. I was sitting here like, okay. Like, what are you all doing? Sorry if this is a little boring, but I'm really just trying to like fill in some gaps and stuff. The first couple episodes are always gonna get like this. We gotta get our home established first before we get into the interesting stuff. But I feel like chatting like this is a good idea to kind of like pass the time. Yeah, you guys have any thoughts about anything I was discussing? Feel free to, you know, discuss it. Chat. Okay, so let's see here. Should probably cover this water up. I should also make an infinite water source somewhere so I don't lose all of my water. But it's too much water. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. I just don't want to bore the heck out of people. It is kind of interesting. I talked about this before too. It's like I don't get frustrated, but I get a little lost when some content creators and stuff, then they cut out their content when they put it on like YouTube and stuff like that. I know it's probably like reasons why they do that, but I want to see like the full raw video. I don't care if it's like bloopers or mistakes and all that type of stuff. I just want to see everything, you know, to be super consistent. But this day and age, when some people's attention span is so low. But that just might be me and my age. I'm not super old, but it's like, or my just generation. I have no torches on me. I just realized that. Maybe need that drop them. Also, if you are new to this episode, I did add a couple of quality of life mods to this pack, which is interesting. I've never done that one before either. They're simple ones. Like I added a mod. I added Nature's Compass first of all, because Nature's Compass allows you to find biomes. So I made a Nature's Compass here. And so like you can right click and then you can search for different biomes, and then it'll like show you where you can actually find different biomes in different dimensions too. Gotcha. Okay, cool. No, that's fine. The other mod that I added was a mod that works on your shield. So it allows you to reflect projectiles back at enemies. So it works for ghasts, skeletons, anything that throws something at you. So you can literally just reflect them back at them. And that's really about it. That's all I really added, which is cool because if you think about it, that means this mod pack is it's actually pretty well put together. That's why I love it. You don't need to add much to it. I don't know if you saw my other gameplay. So I just got done playing another mod pack of Minecraft. I put it on my YouTube channel, but it was the TNP Limitless 8. I finished that one a little bit, and I won't say finished it, but I got to a point where I was like, I think I'm good. That mod pack is still in beta, so there's a lot of things that need to be fixed with it, but it got to a point where the memory usage was way too, not memory usage, it's more like my CPU usage was too high. So something wasn't optimized real well with it, so I couldn't really play through it anymore. But this one, pretty good. But we shouldn't have those struggles, hopefully. And this is fully released, so. I also heard that the developers are actually making another mod pack for this. The project something. I think it's called Project Nope Zone. I'm excited for it. Whenever that comes out. Yep. I definitely would jump into it. I think this is probably one of the devs I definitely will spend some money on. I do like it quite a bit. I like it because it's like you can tackle, you know, this mod pack in a ton of different ways. There's no like one absolute way you have to do it. It has a nice even mix of stuff, like tech and magic and stuff like that. Exploration. I'm like a stay-at-home dad when it comes to this type of stuff, so it's like I don't really go out and adventure a whole lot. I just like to build machines and automate and complete quests. That's basically my MO. Okay. Ooh, some iron. I was lucky enough when I spawned into this world. I spawned like right near an extreme hills biome, so I immediately found diamond. It's like holy crap. And then I went and made some obsidian tools, and then made this all-in-one tool. Yep. The other thing I don't say frustrated, but because I know it's not the mod pack developers' fault, really. It's like when I was playing the previous mod pack, that was in like more of the newer versions of Minecraft. I think it was like Minecraft 1.21. This is Minecraft 1.12. Just to give you an idea.
Server backup started. Server backup done in 0001. 44.4 megabytes, 204.5 megabytes.
We have to give the narrator a name. So if you guys come up with a hilarious name for him, my baby brother suggested to name him Jerome. We always name our video game character NPCs Jerome for some reason. But anyway, the one thing I noticed with the mod pack that I was playing, the newer one, is like all of the quality of life stuff mods that's like in this one, either they have not been updated or there just is not a mod for it, you know, or they've changed it so much that it's just like, why? And it's probably because of the difficulties from transitioning from the code from Minecraft 1.12 to the current one. And I think that is because of the just Mojang in general. It's almost I feel like they made it harder for modders to mod the newer version of Minecraft. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not. Probably so, being, you know, Microsoft. I think that's their way of kind of like slowing down the modding community in a way and allowing them to kind of release their own content, which is still slow as all hell, but I always joke around with my brothers to be like, Mojang would release something like, hey, we added like a builder's wand. Now you can start, you know, doing these things. I'm like, we've had this in the modding community for decades now, almost. So like, that's not new to us. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I think it is. It's just harder to mod. So that's what I'm just trying to be like. I don't want to just totally abandon the newer versions of Minecraft, but I think I just want to give them some time before I go back to them, because I do enjoy, like, I enjoy the, for example, the mod where you can have yeah, I like the mod where you can have like resource bees. That's why I like that one. Like, you can breed bees and then you can like have them produce different honeycombs of material. Like, I would jump to make diamond bees, for example. That was actually really cool. And then you can centrifuge down their honeycombs. Yeah, I love that. It helped a lot, especially in the previous mod pack I was playing, because for some odd reason, some of the recipes for mystical agriculture in the newer versions were not showing, and then we had to work around that using resource bees, namely pulsating iron. And I was sitting here like, but we need pulsating iron because that's the bread and butter of Ender.io to make conduits. And you couldn't just, you know, get an ender pearl and iron and put it in an alloy smelter anymore. The recipe didn't exist. I was like, how doesn't it exist? That's how you make pulsating iron. So you had to make a resource bee to get pulsating iron, and then you can make, you know, the ender conduits and stuff. I was like, that don't make any sense. But yeah, so like I said, I'm taking a break from that and just going back to a good old classic here. Yeah, and then I'm also keeping like the same type of stats, world stats, so it's always going to be daytime until we get into like mods that require light, night and day. So like Astral Sorcery does require, you know, nighttime, so I will have to change it to nighttime. Yeah, try adding some other dimensional mods in here. And like, for example, I've never played officially through the Aether before, but I tried adding it to here and it just yelled at me because it wasn't compatible. I was like, okay, that's fine, I'll play it later. I wonder if the Erebus is fixed, because the last time I played this mod pack, the Erebus was very broken. And I had to spawn in a part of the wand of animation. If that happens, I'll just do that again. We'll see. Okay, cool. I probably should start sieving soon in a little bit too. I just wanted to open up this space a little more. Sieving and getting string. How are we on apples? Ooh, very good. Let's cook up some food. It was interesting playing the newer versions of Minecraft. I kind of learned some things that I can use in this version of Minecraft too, so it's good to play both. Cool. Oh yeah, I should probably make a barrel of coal because I'm getting so much of it. The other thing I was super frustrated with the newer versions of Minecraft was that there's no item barrel mod like this. There's no Yaba. They only work with drawers, and I was like, I don't like drawers. I just really just don't like them. And you all probably already know that. I just do not enjoy drawers. And the barrels here, they're so convenient. Love them. Because my problem is like, since I make a ton of resources, I want infinite item storage upgrades. And nothing in the newer versions of Minecraft give you that option to make infinite. It gets close, right? It says like you can store like 2 billion items, but yeah, that's just that. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm hating on the newer versions of modded Minecraft. It's just very limited at the moment. I'm just say that. Sorry, horse. All right. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Not much. I was just discussing why I left the newer versions of modded Minecraft. Basically, it boiled down to is that they just need more time to work on it and update mods and stuff like that. So I'm like I said, I'm not hating on them. I'm just waiting for them to add more and edit their current mods. And I was talking about my love for item barrels, the Yaba mod, and I don't think Yaba has been updated because I don't see it in any of the newer mods. Like everyone uses storage drawers, and I'm not a fan of those. Okay. Fill this in, and then I need to think about like a barrier outline for my base. And we're just going to use cobblestone for right now, just to make the outline, and then we'll make it prettier later. I might do something different with the floor this time. I'm not going to have dirt, right? That's like, okay, classic example of a mod that was like changed right up to the newer version of Minecraft. So in this version, right, you can make something called builder's wands, right? And so we can call it better builder's wands. These. And I always make one of these, like a diamond wand and an unbreakable wand. I just need a nether star. This mod does not exist in the newer versions of Minecraft. And I'm like, why? All right, so they have something called construction sticks. That's the newer version, I guess. And I totally missed it. Like, I didn't even know it existed, you know? And it's very, I hate to say generic, like you can make like a netherite stick, right, and use it to do the same thing that a builder's wand can do. I think the creativity was lacking a little bit with that. Like, why is it just a stick? Okay, cool. Oop. Alrighty. And then mystical agriculture is very different in the newer versions of Minecraft. I hate to say it's kind of easier in the newer versions. Like how you tier up stuff and things like that, I think is easier. Especially like how to make like the master infusion crystal is way easier in the newer versions of Minecraft. Because in this one, to make the master infusion crystal, I think you have to go through Lordcraft. Yeah, master infusion crystal. Yeah, because I have to make mana infused shards through Lordcraft and Insanium, of course. But yeah, and the other one, Lordcraft isn't a thing. I think you only need like you can make tiered diamonds in that one. So it's very different, and it's very different in terms of how you make the seeds in general. You need to make like a ritual altar, and here you just craft them in your hand. So they made it a lot more exotic, I'll just say that. They also increased a tier beyond just Supremium armor. There's Awakened Supremium armor, the other one. But the other thing that they did with mystical agriculture, which I didn't like, is that they made, and I don't know if it's specifically mystical agriculture, but they got rid of the usage of crop sticks. I think that's from AgriCraft actually. So crops, they regrow on their own, but the fact that they are not on crop sticks means that what's it called? What mod is that? From the plant gatherer. Yeah. Industrial foregoing. So this is like what I typically would make to do my automation for gathering plants. This machine in newer versions of Minecraft completely breaks your plants. And so I was like, oh, that sucks. And then you have to find a different way to automate and stuff like that. I end up using like harvester pylons, and it was weird. But anyway, if you want to see all of that, you can watch the videos that I posted for TNP Limitless 8 that uses that version of mystical agriculture on my YouTube channel. I think I did like 35 episodes or something like that. And then Ender.io, oh gosh, just talking about that. They changed how the item conduits and stuff kind of work, especially with the extraction speed upgrades. They reduced the number of them, but it was just weird. And how they connected, the item conduits connected were weird. And I was like, come on, man. There we go. Cool. Alright, so what does our map look like currently? Alright. This down here is going to be a problem. This structure, these little white temples, that's from Astral Sorcery. And I can't really break those crystals unless I'm in creative mode. Don't want to go too far north because we're getting to the Darklands. I don't like that. So we might just make a box. Yeah, a little box here for right now. Yeah, so let me start putting this perimeter down. So I'll probably start like here. Like, in terms of some things that I learned, right, in terms of the newer version of Minecraft, like I learned some new ways to fight the Wither, for example. I things like that. Some legit ways, not the cheaty ways that some people do. Let's do this. No. Oh, actually, what am I doing? I need to level this. Oh yeah, the other thing that I added in terms of quality of life stuff, I added a mod that allows you to make a better enchantment table, because that was something I found in the newer version of Minecraft. It's an enchantment table that basically allows you to put whatever enchantments you want on your equipment as opposed to random stuff. And it uses player experience and not your levels. So it's actually, yeah, it's called the, yeah, Enchanting Plus. So the advanced enchanting, yeah. This one. So I'm curious to see how this works. If it works just like the other one that I use, that is amazing. In combination with the disenchantment table, which is nice. Press this down. Because the disenchantment table works similar to something called the enchantment extractor from other mods that allows you to pull off enchantments from equipment and put them onto books. So the disenchantment table does the same thing, but it costs levels though. I wish it didn't. Okay. You know, to be honest, I should be making some Tinker's construct items, but I need resources to be doing that type of stuff. And we haven't set up our sieving and things yet. Oops, gosh. Also, so it's an update in terms of my streaming schedule. So I'll try to stream every night like I usually do. These, like I said, for these next 2 weeks, so this week and next week is like, for me, finals weeks, right? Not just final week. And then I leave town to take a break on like the weekend of like May 2nd or something like that. So not this week, but not this weekend, but next weekend. That's when I leave town. And then I'm gone until the day before Mother's Day. So like May 11th or so. Because I have to be back here because May 12th, summer classes start. Right? I don't get a whole lot of time between semesters or break. Which is sad. But yeah, every semester I have to do this. Like I need a break. I have to get out of the town, the city, everywhere, so I can recharge. And summer is broken up into like 2 parts here where I work at, and then the first part of it is pretty light for me, which is good. But the second part I have to teach a full lecture and it's accelerated, so it's like an entire lecture crammed into 1.5 months. Not fun. And I haven't put that together yet because I'm still working with this semester. Yeah, but then after that, when I get back from my break, streaming will, continue as usual. It is interesting that I'm getting really close to affiliate status on Twitch, which is nice. I don't know if I really want to pursue that and stuff, but if it happens, it happens. Yeah, it is very, very stressful. Also, I have to start thinking about my YouTube channel as well, because currently it's not in monetization mode. I don't know if I want to do that yet, because I'm not one of those YouTubers that's like very involved, with videos and streams all over the place, all the flashy content, things like that. Yeah, the background stuff with getting courses set up and all that type of stuff as a professor is really a mess. And I try to streamline it, right? So usually I would say like so if you ever wanted to teach, right, to give you some pointers here, the first time you do it is usually the hardest, because it's like you're not familiar with how things work wherever you work. You also are not familiar in terms of how you want to implement the content based on the media that you have available. Like, for example, I primarily teach through carbon copy approach. So meaning like I give the students blank versions of the notes. From day one, you have all the notes for the entire semester, but they're all blank. So that makes you come to class, right? Because you got to fill in those notes, right? And then I use a dot cam in terms of how I teach. I am not a huge advocate, especially for math and science classes, teaching with PowerPoint with those, because PowerPoint, in my opinion, is mainly for pictures, right? Not a whole lot of text, right? And it gets really boring when you're just clicking through bullets of text and text and text and text, right? I use the dot cam approach because I can easily just pull away from the dot cam, do a demo, something like that, right? If we're using iClicker or something like that, I can pull away from that. It's really easy to do that. So that's why I use that approach. And then I have to figure out like, okay, so how do I implement this in a science classroom, right? So I have to make sure that I'm on top of the content first of all, right? So chemistry stuff, yeah, I can do it. Math stuff, for the most part. So I'm not teaching calculus, so I don't have to worry about getting back on that bicycle again. But that's why the carbon copy approach is really nice, because I can like implement an example right in the notes and work it pen and paper, right? So students can see that, this is how, you can tackle these things, and they can even see if I make a mistake, just to prove I'm not a robot. With PowerPoint, as the pandemic has taught us, it gets really boring and it's really challenging putting like both math and chemistry symbols and stuff in PowerPoint, or Word for that matter. It is a mess. It's really difficult using their equations, functions, and all that type of stuff. It's doable, but it's super time consuming. But anyway, like I said, the first time going through that is challenging because you have to do that for every chapter you cover. But after you've done it the first time, that content does not change much, right? Even if you change textbooks, the curriculum doesn't change much, right? Because you're not reinventing new content. Like there's a finite amount of content for like a chemistry class. So once you get that established, then every semester is kind of the same, right? You might want to do some new demos or something like that, or you might want to do some new examples. But once you have your library of stuff put together, it makes the teaching the class much easier. So that's what I've noticed. So if you ever want to do that, yeah, that's how that courses are kind of put together for me, at least. Very rarely do I see someone every semester remaking their notes, right? The only time you would do that is if, I don't know, your department decides that, or if the darn government decides that they don't want certain content taught in the class, then you have to go back and change all your notes, and it's a mess. So not going to get into the government thing, but it is getting a little frustrating, at least here where I work, where some of the programs that we offered have been cut. So I was like, well, that's not cool. Like, what about the students that were already working towards those programs in terms of their degrees and stuff like that? That's kind of messed up. because they want to cut spending. So what do? They just start cutting entire degree programs. So I'm like, holy crap. And this is just not bachelor's degrees. These are like master's and PhD programs too, which is terrible. Could you imagine being a grad student in like, oh, I don't know, year 5 or 6 within your PhD, and then that program is just cut all of a sudden? What do? How do you finish your thesis, you know, on that type of stuff? It's like really terrible. So you all can probably infer my stance with this current administration. Yeah, like I'm tearing my hair out right now. Okay. Marvel. Yeah, let me start. Let me put like this in a girl. And I hate to say it though too, it's like I've got to the point where, and I've been going back and forth with this too, like I've been considering changing my career path a little bit. And I don't know, I'm still scratching my head about it because I don't want to just completely give up the teaching thing because I love doing that. But it's getting harder and harder to advance in life, I would say, just doing the teaching. So I might have to do something else or upgrade somehow. Just to FYI, let you guys know. Okay, we need to make more chests. Do this? Yeah. Right now, just to put like some junk stuff in. I need to turn these chests around, but it's okay. Are you serious? I can't put these here. Okay. These are just junk chests for now. Always start off with them. Yeah. Okay, so let's clear more of this out. I just reminded myself I actually need to make some cookies in real life. I decided I wanted to do that for my students for their final. They were stressing so much, I was like, you know, I could just make them something. It's kind of defeating or accomplishing two things at once. So for the holidays, I always do a lot of cooking, and then I always end up with a lot extra like ingredients left over. Particularly bags of like chocolate chips, because I think, yeah, my folks, they do like baked stuff a lot, but they occasionally, how can I say, don't eat all the stuff that I make because we just run out of time. So I have a lot of stuff left over. And I was like, well, what's the easiest way for me to go through, like, I don't know, several bags of chocolate chips? I could just bake some stuff for students, you know, help distress them a bit. I will do that. I have to do that this weekend because their final is Tuesday. I was cringing as soon as I said that though, because I was like, well, crap, now I have to buy eggs. Unfortunately, cookies don't require a lot of eggs. Yeah, I don't use a whole lot of eggs in real life anyway. I'm not an egg type person. Not because of like cholesterol stuff. I just don't really like eating them by themselves. My mom is the complete opposite. She put eggs in everything. Okay, so we're getting...
Server backup started.
Okay.
Server backup done in 0001. 44.5 megabytes 249.0 megabytes.
Okay, so I think I'll just close this off here a bit because I don't need to make like the official final size of the base. This is just like the start, right? So like here's fine. These derpy Easter cows. That's a thing, I guess. All right, canola. Marble, I need to actually make a barrel for like blocks and stuff. So these out. Yeah, I have to find a way to help my gluten-free type of students, though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. Wait, what am I missing? Oh, oops. It's just using these logs. I converted all these things. My bad. That's fine. No. I forgot that I had this. Yeah. This thing. Just put them in there for right now. Yeah, the alchemical bag is amazing, especially if you can make it early on. Okay, so we have our food is actually taken care of for the most part now. Ooh, cobblestone. Let's do like probably like here or so. Let's see. Yeah, just make like a simple little box. Just go to the water. Yeah, that's what I find. Because the next thing that I'm going to start doing is making sieves so we can get a bunch of diamonds. I can make infinite upgrades immediately, right? For my item barrels. And we can start working on some mystical agriculture stuff too, for some resources. Right. Yeah, the other thing with the like newer mod packs that I've noticed is a lot of them have mods that are heavily focused in magic. And yeah, like almost every person I was talking to that had joined a Discord for one of the versions of Minecraft, they were like, oh yeah, just immediately jump to the magic mods and start doing this. I was like, great and all. So my stance with magic is that it is useful, I'd say, but I'm not all for like the flashy magic and all that type of stuff. I don't really care for all that. I like functional magic stuff, useful stuff. If you all ever know or play with me in any type of RPG, I usually don't play as a magic user. The closest to that I would play is a paladin, because they use like elemental stuff, but I'm not going to be sitting here casting spells and stuff. I am warrior class all the way for the most part. The second would be like archer class and stuff like that. Interesting. Looking around. Move my mic a little bit. Then I'm probably gonna have to take a quick washroom break. Let me get this perimeter going. Now, in terms of the was it tomorrow? I don't really want to be in my office for long tomorrow. Like, I don't teach a class tomorrow or anything. It's just that my lab finals occur. But I do have to go pick up some exams from today's exam. There are some students that had testing accommodations. I have to pick up their tests. But that's probably the only time I'm going to be on campus. That's one thing I've learned also with teaching too, is like, make sure you give yourself some breaks. I like a hybrid model. That's like one of the only beneficial things that COVID taught us, was that hybrid stuff works really well in some applications. So teaching, it does for sure. Because one of my colleagues was like, I don't understand how you're not on campus every day. I was like, well, I don't have to be. Like, most of my job I can tackle through email, right? Except for like actually teaching a class, or if my presence is needed in a lab, sure. But that's what the graduate students are there for, to, you know, run the actual labs. And I teach the graduate students, basically. If you guys are curious, that's how that works. Because there are too many sections of lab. There's like 30 something sections every semester, and I can't be there for all of them. I'm not paid to do that. If they want me to do that, they're going to have to definitely increase my pay. Because that's a lot of extra work. I do all the, like, making sure the machine runs correctly, right, in the background. Handling disputes, talking with students, emails, managing all the courses, putting all the content together, teaching the grad students, troubleshooting all the experiments, stuff like that, you know. That's what I do. I'm like kind of like what I do in Minecraft, right? Like an engineer. Which is probably why I like these mod packs like this. And on top of all of that, I also teach full-length courses, so that's the thing. And people saying like, "Oh, we never see you." I'm like, that's why. I'm working on everything in the background. I probably could make. I don't want to mess with my only diamonds, so let me see if I can make like some iron wands, maybe builder's wands for this. So yeah, I could do something like this, like 5 of them, because I'm gonna go through them. So basically, how builder's wands will work is if you have the materials in your inventory, right, you can just place them down. You can copy, basically. Yeah, it's a lot of dirt. Let's get through some of this. So like what I can do, I don't have a huge range, but yeah, I can copy. So the higher tier that you have more durability and more options to kind of like put stuff down. And yes, you can put enchantments on some of them, like mending, but it's probably best to just like make a nether star one. Oh, because this one, yeah, I can't build on top. I can only do left and right, so it's kind of not ideal. Yeah, better material based walls, you get more functionality. I just don't want monsters spawning underneath my base, so. Girl. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Okay, let's see. So tonight I'll probably be up until like 1 or 2 p.m. Like I said, I don't really need to be in my office for long at all tomorrow. There's just a couple emails I gotta tackle. I have to transfer some grades over from our exam that we had today. That does not take long at all. Do that in the morning. And I had to just grade the couple of exams that were in the testing center, so like 3. Doesn't take very long to do. So I'll probably have like a half day. And then Thursday is my last day of my lecture, because this is like the last week of class of lectures. Okay. Looking. Okay. Now I'll probably also start a little bit of mining today too. Some resources that I need to get. Yeah, because I definitely want to get down to the bedrock level. We should also be on the lookout for ender dust, because I need ender pearls for sure. Yeah, because to make this table, I need gold. We have obsidian. I need ender pearls. I need blaze rods. So that's gonna be interesting. Then I have to make an enchantment table in general. So I need diamonds, paper. We can make leather. We don't have to kill cows. Just need string. Okay, here we go. We're filling up out the perimeter here. Almost done. Get some vein mining going here. So I don't want to vein mine until I like break out the perimeter down here, because I don't want to have to fill in holes in the floor. What I could do is vein mine up. And it still made holes in the floor. Wow. Okay. That's okay. That That's fine. We'll leave that hole there in the floor for now. So it's up. Okay. I will grab this coal and aluminum, right? Yeah. Titanium, yeah. Solar panels, we gotta work on those soon too. That's primarily why I keep it daytime, so work on solar panels and have that energy source going. Okay. Oh boy. So I'm missing the like quick stack button. But I can live with that. Oh no, the darn rock crystals. I do not want to touch those. Okay, good. Let's do like 2 layers. Now, if I had like a diamond wand, I pretty much could put layers like stuff on top, but I'm not swimming in diamonds by any means. But yeah, once we start crushing materials and stuff for sieving, then we'll start getting more of them. I should probably make some tea. So we'll be up for a couple hours. So, bathroom break, tea, then we'll keep going. So, as I'm filling out this perimeter, I can discuss like some like quick games I wanted to play. So in between, you know, the modded Minecraft series, like this is the long series. I'm gonna start, you know, just going through quick games. So like I said, I'm gonna finish up Wind Waker. I might jump into either Metroid Prime 2 since I'm in GameCube mode, or I might jump into the Mega Man games, like Mega Man X. So I have those on Steam. Look into that. Let's do like 1 or 2 more layers here. And then the big games, or bigger games, I'm waiting until some of the newer games come out, like Onimusha was supposed to be coming out, Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 4 actually, honestly. That's supposed to be coming out, which is nice. I do have Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1 and 2 that I could play, but those games, they have, well, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has replayability, I would say. I've never played the very, very first Ninja Gaiden Sigma. I don't know. That was like an Xbox game, I believe. Gosh. Yeah, so I think our main goal today would be to get the auto sifting stuff going. We need a lot of like wood and iron and stone. We have most of that. Okay, that's probably high enough right now. Cool. So we've made our first box in our home base. I'm probably gonna move this warp point because I need to level this out still a little bit, move some chests down a level and stuff like that. Yeah, all right, so let me take a quick washroom break, make some tea after that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alrighty, so tea is made. It's steeping at the moment. Let's get back into it. Alright, so we have put our perimeter up. And that'll just help protect us from creepers, basically. Alright, so let's move some of this stuff down as well. Wonder, will he disappear? Second. Tomorrow I definitely need to go get a new mouse. I feel this one is dying. Definitely dying. I break you. Ah, I guess he does just disappear. Great. Let's put you here, like more so in the middle. Okay. Rack muncher. All right. Let's change the color of our bed. Let's make it like orange or something like that. Something different. Oh.
New spawn point has been set.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerome. We'll just call him Jerome for right now. Alright. Okay, and then I'm gonna change the home base waypoint right here. Hold on, let me actually figure out my actual coordinates real fast and just edit it. F3, we are at, let's see, 104.8. 63 and 350.334. That's my XY. XYZ station. Yep, okay.
Server backup started. Server backup done in 0001. 44.5 megabytes, 263.6 megabytes.
Okay, 48. This is XZY. So Z should be 350. Y should be 60. Save. So it should be right here now. Yeah, there we go. I could have just deleted it and just remade it, but or you can just change the XYZ coordinate. Either way. I'm gonna leave these chests here. I'll just build a chest underneath. Oh, I got strength or not. That's really deceptive. It's probably one of those Easter cows. No. Totally useless. Yeah, we can do this. I'll just fill in the holes. Okay. Ah, good old titanium. Don't need that. Ah, dang it. Had some grass attached. Fortunate. But yep, my builder's one is very useful to have. Alright. Okay, so for the most part, we got that all situated. This I might move though. But let me stuff it up real quick. People are texting me. Like almost midnight. Why are people texting me? It's always suspicious when I sit here like, why is someone texting me at this late hour? Can't be anything good. Sometimes it's just my mom texting me because she can't sleep or something happens. Okay, I'll just move this down, to be honest. Now, there and there. Right. Nice. Okay, so we got that all leveled out. What I wanted to do. For right now, I move all this stuff over. Words and stuff out first. Random stone and blocks in this one. Dang, I should probably label these so I don't have to keep randomly searching through everything. And move this closer. Like here. Yeah, these are easy to move. Nice. And I will change the texture of these barrels a little bit, but that's after I kind of set up my overall system. Coal can come out. Wait a minute. Going through some of this stuff. Basically, take these out. Out. That can come out. That can come out. That. Okay, then this could be like just miscellaneous resources. I can spell, man. Like powders and dust and clay, stuff like that. I think the tea is ready, so let's indulge. That's right, I forgot to put in there. I forgot to put some lemon, but it's okay. For next time. And I'm curious in terms of who texts me right now. Double check. Okay. All right. This family stuff, but I gotta bring that up. Just say like box to be moved. I need to make some more. And these are very temporary. Like I'm just doing this to the idea of like where in general, like where things are. I know I should make a barrel for string, for example. I should probably move this again, but okay. And this is nowhere near by far like the final location for these barrels. This is just stuff that I know I'm going to get a lot of. Just put them in there. Seeds. Get rid of this. Oh, seeds. So we can actually make stuff. Let's see. I'll need these for later, but right now it's good to just hold on to them. I think I'm gonna just make a chest for Pam's harvest because there's like so many like things you get from Pam's harvest. Beryllium dust to dust. Tools and just blocks. Okay. I have marble. I have fun now. String. I forgot I can't like put those right next to each other. I have to upgrade the chest. Yeah, we'll even go through Botania, even though that's again one of those mods that I'm like, not a fan, but we'll do it. Animal product.
Narrator narrates chat.
Oh, dang it. I need to change the narrator button. Let's do that. Because I think I put in like for the P key. Yeah. Let's make it like bracket. Selene.
Narrator narrates system. Narrator narrates all.
Okay, cool. There we are. Normally I wouldn't have to put brackets when I'm typing. Eggs. Then like plants. Now done. So rice can go in there. Pebble can go in the trash. I'll hold on to granite for now. There's a stone that I need from it later. All right, so all of this stuff, furnaces here. I do need like a chest for like manuals and stuff. I think I'll just put that there now. Done. All right, cool. We're organizing stuff. Cool. So a couple things we can do. We can start looking at, yeah, some of these quests. So sieving is what I really need to get into, and then we need to do some mining. I can start getting some other resources. So I need to make flint mesh coming up here soon, and I need to start doing mining at the same time. So yeah, this is if I needed water. It's make clay. I don't really need to do that. Let's make a bunch of sieves for it now. Wood. I think sieves were, yeah, that's where I needed the planks. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I need to make like a Pam's harvest thing. Let's do that. Make life easy. Get rid of all of this stuff. Seeds though. Flowers and stuff. Even eventually I'll put Pam's harvest stuff like in barrels, stuff like that. But yeah, so that's Pam's harvest. It's not Pam's harvest. I guess I just go into plants chest right now. Wheat, sugar cane, and carrots, potatoes, flowers, saplings. I guess. Berries. Drink. Tools. Definitely need one of those. Alright. Is that everything? this. Alright, got some organization started, basic stuff. Probably don't need any of those, but just in case. Alright, so now let's make our sieves. So I need more organization. Hold on. Happens a lot. Or that up. Plant. Seeds. Okay, let's put the seeds up and then miscellaneous resources. String. Oh, we have marble and wood and a lot of cobblestone and a site. Okay. Cool. Now. Need sticks too. 26 is nice. Like that. Okay. Now, we will definitely make a lot more later. Those up. For right now, and it can make string mesh. So, what I'm gonna do is go infect some more trees. I think I can make a cobblestone crook, right? Better. Yeah. Got you. Then I also want to make some doors because I have doors in my base. It always irked me that I always make bases, you know, that have four walls to it, and then you only make like 3 doors in a recipe. So I was like, ah, well, irritating, but we'll live. But door. Sure. There. I'm probably not gonna go in that direction over here much. It's right next to this, the dark lands or whatever. Okay. What's that? And I can literally just put some saplings here and just grow them. Some string. Hi. Okay. I get stuck in these trees. That immediately. So there's this mod on that when you run, you can cause crops to, not crops, but like trees and stuff to grow. If you like continuously sneak, it also will cause crops and stuff to grow. Yeah, it's like if you can. Yeah. All right, so now. Okay, got that. And I just need to infect some of these trees. Silkworms. It's like I really liked this, like in terms of like how you can get other resources. Like, there are different ways to do it. I don't have to go and hunt down a million spiders, right? Okay, so let's just let those infect, grow. Yep, that was fast. They're still going though. Time. It's on a string.
Server backup started.
Thank you, Jerome.
Server backup done in 0001. 44.5 megabytes 265.4 megabytes.
Thank you, Mr. Jerome. I don't know where my brother and I came up with that name, but yep, it is what it is. Alright, so now I can make a bunch of string mesh. Simple to do. Yep. For right now, cool. Okay, and then what we can start thinking about doing, I can start making hammers too. I can start crushing stuff. Let's see, hammers. I need to upgrade to like flint and stuff like that. Because if I want to get diamonds, right? So usages. Diamonds come from There it is, gravel. So I need an iron stiffened mesh or flint. Actually, iron. Iron is the base, so we're gonna have to do. We don't have to do a whole lot of mining, but we need to get some iron going. So gravel in general. Yep. And we can start sieving. I have to manually do it for right now. Yep. Got some lint. Dust is what I really want, right? Maybe gravel. So that always, let's see. Dust, I will always get iron though, so I should probably start with that. Oh, but I won't get iron out of that though. Okay. Any iron pieces? I mean, we can do sand. Sand will give us 100% chance. Let's see, gravel. Yeah, so gravel, we won't really get anything out. We need at least flint. So let's do dust. Okay. I got to make some more hammers. Yeah. I'll bled through those real quick. Let's add some sand in the floor already. Yep. Okay. I understand, Norton, but go away, please. Don't show again. I am streaming. Let's take a tea break. Okay. Well, technically, I need flint, but also need iron too. So we'll be doing this for a little bit. Okay. And yes, at some point I will automate this. So right now, though. Okay, I know I'm going to need a bunch of item barrels now for all these fragments. So let me start getting these set up too. Okay, to see what we get. Not a whole lot. Okay. So what do I need to get flint? Because I think I need to just get flint first. Because yeah, string bass just not doing what I want. What gives me flint? Gravel. So I think we just need to do gravel first till we get a bunch. I mean, we got some gunpowder and stuff. That's good. Bone meal. Definitely needed that. Okay, so let's just do gravel first. Until we get, oh shoot, until we get enough flint. Should probably put some dirt down. Okay. All right. Nothing, huh? Okay. But we can start converting some of these. Oh. Okay, we still want to convert gravel, I think. All right, so we got some stuff. 'Cause, 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 definitely, let's see, let's start putting these 4 pieces in here. Got some lapis too? Yeah, we did. Okay. Sky stone. Okay. So we can start working on some of this iron too. Oh. Oh, oops, I forgot. I gotta make the chunks first. Oh. Chunks. Alright, and then I can start making some more. Platinum, huh? Okay. Let's get some more cobblestone. I think what I might even do in the next episode, I might get that sound file again and for the quest thing and make it a little louder. But I'm gonna rewatch the stream just to see how loud it actually is. It's an interesting process that you have to do. I have to use Audacity to do it. I have to reteach myself how to use Audacity. Okay. A lot of stuff to fill out. It's fine. What is iron? Perfect. Beautiful. All right. Might as well heat this iron up too. Right, and let's make more flints different. Okay. Make 2 more. Nice. Yeah, let's get some more cobblestone. Okay. Yeah, stuff is flying all over the place as usual. Silver. Okay, and then we can start making iron stiffened mesh. No? Three more.
Server backup started. Server backup done in 0001. 44.5 megabytes 266.5 megabytes.
All right. Ooh, I can make more actually. Whoa. I got an emerald. Nice. Cool. All right, so let's see. Got 10. Okay. Got some diamonds. 2 diamonds. Okay, that's not bad already. Nice. Make some more furnaces now. I need to convert these to chunks first. Okay, only really 2 more furnaces. Cool. Alrighty. So let's see. So what I'm probably gonna do is I probably should end this stream here for the evening. It's almost like 1 a.m. and I need to go into the office today, but only for a little bit, and then I'll be back on earlier in the day to continue on with this. So we did quite a bit today. We finished our perimeter, our first perimeter of the base. So that's what the base kind of looks like right now. We have started sieving, right? So we've got up to the most part, yeah, iron mesh. I need to make some more iron mesh. And then we do have some diamonds and some emeralds already from that, and some iron and things of that nature. The next step, we'll probably do like automation a little bit. So I need to set up like the water wheels and things of that nature along one of these walls, and then connect that to the sieve so I don't have to keep punching it. And then after that, we should do some mining. So yeah, so with that said, like I said, I'm gonna end this episode here. I'll see if I need to make any more volume tweaks to the background music or the fanfare music. And then I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you all enjoy this.